Okay, number 9, factor 3q squared plus q minus 2. So first we look for our GCF. And on this problem there is not one. So a next step, if you're using your flowchart, is to see if there is a difference of two squares. Well, these are not perfect squares, so that is not it. After that, if there's three terms, which we have three terms, we look to see if the a value is 1 or a is not 1. And our a value is 3, so a is not 1. So what that means is that we have to do the long process for factoring. So we got to figure out our magic numbers. Okay, it has to multiply to give me a times c. A times c is 3 times negative 2, which is negative 6. And then it has to add to give me b, which is 1. So you have to think of what numbers multiply to give you 6. And if it helps you, make a list. 1 times 6, 2 times 3. That's it. But we know it has to be negative, so that means one of the numbers is negative. So then my other options would be 1 and negative 6 and 2 and negative 3. So then which one adds up to give us a positive 1? That would be this one right here. Whoops. So those are my magic numbers, negative 2 and positive 3. So now I have 3q squared plus q minus 2. So when a is not 1, I have to do this thing where I break this middle term apart using my magic numbers. So it'd be negative 2q and 3q. And then these first and last terms go on the front and back. Okay, then we split it into 2 and we find our GCF. On the left side, the GCF would be q. So I'm going to divide both of these by q. Should make these little curly so they don't look like 9s. So 3q squared divided by q leaves us with 3q. And then negative 2q divided by q leaves you with negative 2. Okay, on the right side, it doesn't really look like there's a GCF, but if that's the case, then your GCF is 1. So we have a 1, and then when you divide by 1, it doesn't really change anything. It leaves it as 3q minus 2. So then for my answer, first I want to make sure that my two sets of parentheses are exactly the same. And if that's true, then I can go ahead and write my answer. First set of parentheses can be the part that's the same, the 3q minus 2. And then the second set of parentheses are the GCFs, the q plus 1. So that is answer choice C.